So when I look at the Bible and I think of a man in the Bible who can we look at as a man who did this, who started strong and started on fire for God, but then he finished well and he carried it over through his whole life. The first person that came to my mind was Caleb. I love Caleb. Like I said, he's one of my favorite people in the Bible. And the first thing you got to remember about Caleb is when Caleb was born, he was born as a slave. He was born as a slave in Egypt, and from the time he was born until God set the nation of Israel free, somebody else owned him. Somebody else told him what to do, where to go, what it was that every aspect of his life was controlled by somebody else. But then God set him free. He set the nation of Israel free along with Caleb, and they left Egypt and they left it all behind. And Caleb was thrilled. He was so grateful for his freedom that he was never going back. Never again was he going back to his life of slavery. And what Caleb did was, now that he was free, he didn't embrace the freedom the way we would think he did. Instead of just saying, I'm totally free, what he did is he made himself a slave to God. He became God's servant. God was his master. God controlled his life. He was free of the life of bondage in Egypt, and now God was who he looked to for his guidance. What God said, he did. Where God sent him, he went. God was everything to him, and he followed God wholeheartedly. Now, how many know that was kind of rare in the nation of Israel, right? When you read through the Old Testament, they didn't really have that attitude. I mean, over and over you read of something went bad, and what's the first thing the rest of the Israelites said? Let's go back to Egypt. Remember how great Egypt was. We had food there. It was easy. And every time I read that, I'm like, seriously? You don't remember the beatings? You don't remember the long days of labor and how they just abused you and held you down and ruled over you? But they didn't. Over and over, they said, let's go back to Egypt. And over, Caleb said, I'm never going back. I remember that life. I remember what I used to have, and I know what God's given me now, and I'm going to stay free.